Hi, we're back cooking with Sharon. And, I love deviled eggs. I think a lot of people love deviled eggs. Don't you have that request sometimes for the family cookout or family gathering? I mean, deviled eggs can go almost any time of the year. I mean, quite frankly. And a lot of people just make the standard deviled egg. Well, at Arcs Catering or Cooking with Sharon, we're not standard. So today we are going to do a shrimp and lobster deviled egg. Yeah, shrimp and lobster. So let's get started. I've already made my eggs. Now I cheated today just because of time. So we have here the pre-boiled eggs. So I actually took those, cut them in half, took the yolk out. But if you're boiling eggs, the key to it, and I don't think they did a very good job with these boiled eggs, is that when you take them out of the hot water, put them in cold ice water immediately. So one, the shell comes off easily, and two, the yolk inside as well. So if you do that, hopefully you're not going to get something like this, where you see the residue of the yolk that's still there. The yolk will come out just like with a flip. So that's the key to boiling eggs and actually having them ready for your deviled eggs. So I went ahead and did that pre-part. And then also, as you see here now, I love seafood. So that's why I'm doing a combination, because I couldn't decide, should I do the shrimp or should I do the lobster? So I had both. So we're going to do both. And so what I did was I took some, they're not even 1620s. I think they're 3140s. Shrimp. These are a little bit smaller, but they also have little baby shrimp too. Like these you'll find in the store. These are what they call for salads, like salad seafood. And I thought these would be a little bit better for a garnish or a topping. So I put those off to the side, and we're going to season them up just a little, but we're also going to cook this shrimp in our Cajun mixture. I'm just going to do a little bit of kick, and then also, as you see here, the ingredients: mayo, Dijon mustard, relish. I have some finely minced celery. I'm not a huge fan of celery myself. However, the flavor that it provides, it's awesome. So, and then I have some Cajun seasoning. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is, and then I'm sorry, I finally minced some red onions and red pepper. And I say finely minced because we're going to attempt today. I couldn't find my piping bag, so we're doing the home version, which is going to be perfect for you all too, is that if you don't have a piping bag, you see I have all the piping tools that go with the piping bag, but I can't find what I really need. So what you can do is take a Ziploc bag, and I'll show you this a little bit later, but get it prepared. Take a Ziploc bag, and we're going to cut a hole, and we're going to pipe into our deviled eggs over here. But the reason why I'm finely mincing is because of this hole right here. I want the contents to be able to go through. So we're going to do an experiment today. So hopefully it works. If not, we're going to go old school, and we're going to be scooping our mixture into the egg. But before we get to that part, we want to take our shrimp and our lobster, and we're going to just turn it on a medium heat, use some oil in our skillet, and take the finely minced red pepper and red onion. And we're doing this for flavor of our seafood. And we're going to let all of this cook down just a little. It's not going to take a whole lot of time because it's so smally minced. So let's just take some shrimp, and we'll put it in here along with the lobster. Probably not going to need all of it. As you all know, I have a challenge. I have an issue. I wouldn't call it an issue with cooking in smaller portions. I can't. I'm working on that. But as you all know, we cook in bulk here. So cooking for one or two people, that's not in my profile, I guess. Okay, so let's see, about 6 or so shrimp, because we're going to cut or dice them down as well. So we're going to mix all this together. I'm going to put in a little bit of the Cajun. This is a Cajun blend seasoning. into our shrimp. And just because I know that celery has great flavor, I'm going to put some of that in here as well. Let's see. I'm going to put in just a little more shrimp. And you know, the lobster, I don't know if you noticed, but the lobster tails that I had were already pre-cooked. They're like the little baby lobster baby lobster tail that you can buy already in the frozen section. And that's already cooked, so we don't want to overcook it, but we do want to make sure that our shrimp is cooked all the way through. Now, you could use the already pre-cooked shrimp. I'm not a huge fan of that, only because you can't add flavor. It's not as easy to add flavor to already cooked meat. I try to tell people that is that, you know, while we're here, you can't add, look, if I'm trying to taste something after you've cooked everything, the seasoning is cooking into the meat as well while you are actually having it cook on heat. So after the fact, it's not going to be as easy to do. And you're going to have to add in more and more seasoning, and it's going to be too salty or over seasoned. So just trust me. You want to cook from the raw state, if at all possible. Okay, so like I said, the shrimp should not take that long anyways. Probably about no more than 5 minutes. As you all know, with the shrimp, it's done when it's pink. So it's an easy way to be able to tell. Turn our flame down just a little. And I think that should be good for the amount of filling that we have to do. Okay, so this is cooking up very nicely. And we're going to keep our cutting board here because we're going to mince everything. Uh-oh. Flame went off for a second. All right. I'm going to start taking some of the lobster out because we do know that that is cooked. And again, I don't want to overcook it because with shrimp, lobster, a lot of seafood, if you overcook it, what's it going to do? Get tough. We don't need rubbery or tough seafood. So take it out. And the shrimp is, yeah. Okay. Just a little bit longer, but as that is finishing up, oops, we're going to just take, and we're just going to chop it, mince it, because this is going into our egg mixture. Okay. This looks good. You can turn off your skillet. And I'll put all that right here. Now, old school, I mean, when I was growing up, you all know I have stories. But when I was growing up, I'm not going to tell a bad one this time. When I was growing up, when I made deviled eggs, see, this is the only time okay, maybe I will tell a little story. So when I would come home from school all the time, I would make one of two things: French fries or scrambled eggs. That was my snack. And I loved, at the time, I loved both. I still love French fries. But eggs, I just don't like anymore unless it is deviled in a potato salad. But I definitely am not going to eat scrambled eggs, or I'm not going to probably eat any type of breakfast type eggs. I just don't like it. And I ate a lot of it as a kid. So, I mean, it was something that I knew how to make and it was easy. That's why I ate it all the time. But yeah, now I just don't like it. So anyways, when I was making deviled eggs, I would always just scoop it in, and it would be something that I would eat as a snack as well. I don't know, these random things just come to mind, but I know you all have some stories as when you were kids, what you all ate all the time and now you don't eat. Well, this is one of them. Well, eggs, as I said, not deviled eggs. Of course, I would like all the deviledness because it has all the mayo. Yeah, all the extra stuff. Okay, so this should be finely chopped like you see right here. This is our seafood. Oops. And then we're going to add it. Oh, I started to go with this. The yolk here is that old school way. My mom would have me take like a fork. I would take the fork, and like mash it all together. But then it would be kind of like lumpy. And I've learned over the years, nothing against, old school way, but I've learned that I want my mixture, if at all possible, to be smooth and easy to pipe in. So we're going to use a hand mixer. You can also use an immersion blender if you have that. That may work. Like that's just a hand blender essentially. Or like I said, the hand mixture that we have that I'm going to use right now. So everything's been finely minced. And then we're going to take, like I said, our egg yolks that I've already pre-taken out of the shells. And we're going to start mixing. So also, the key to when you're boiling your eggs too, you want them, like I said, I didn't boil these, but I'm just giving you a trick or a tip. When you're boiling the eggs, you want to keep it in that cold ice water right afterwards, because then the yolk too will be a little bit easier to break down and mix. So I have here just some mayo. We're going to add in we're going to start off with about 3/4 cup. Get it mixed in. And then we can add as we need to. We have our Dijon mustard. We'll just put in like a tablespoon right now. And then also a little bit of sweet relish that I have here, maybe about 2 tablespoons. Yeah, I like relish, so we're going to add a little bit more. And then we're going to add in the minced celery that we have here, about 2 tablespoons. Okay, let's mix this up. Oh yeah. You see, it's very creamy, which is what I'm going for. And then we're going to add in our seafood mixture that we have. Okay. And then also one thing that I did not put out here, you can add if you like, taste it, but you can also add in black pepper, or if you need a little bit of salt and or sugar. But if you have that sweet relish, you may not need the sugar. Okay, this is looking good. All right, and one other thing that you may want to add too, which I have here, is the Cajun seasoning. We'll add in just a little bit. I'm not trying to make this all spicy or anything. This is just for flavor. Okay, let's try it out. Needs a little bit more of the sweet relish, in my opinion. So we'll add that. Okay, I think we're ready to pipe these into our shells. Okay, so let me try it again. Okay, now this is a test. One thing that have you ever been to? There's a restaurant in DC that has deviled eggs that are fancy, like we're doing here. And they have this bacon that I love that just goes so well with it. So I made some. So we're going to add this. This is as a garnish. And I'm sure you guys can see how to actually make it, because it's going to just add a pop of flavor to your deviled eggs. So this right here, honestly, we could let it sit for a little while just for a thicker consistency, but we're going to go ahead and pipe this into the bag, or pipe this into the eggs that we have. Okay, so because I don't have my piping bag, like I said, we use a Ziploc bag. I cut a hole in the corner, and then I put my little, I don't know what they call it, little tool or device. I'm trying to make it so there's some design on the egg, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to happen today, because we'll just see what happens. So let's put this, or you know what you could do? You could, this is old school, you just take a spoon and you fill in your egg. Just like that. But I want a little bit, I'm going to try a little bit of a design. So let's see what happens. I don't know if this is going to work, because I can already tell that the mixture is a little bit too liquidy. I think I added too much liquid, but it's all good. Let's see what we have here. All right, so you see how you have that tool at the end, so we're just going to pipe it. Okay. Into the egg. Well, yeah, I knew it. My old school bag is not working, but so we're just going to put our egg mixture into the shell with old school spoon style. So sometimes you just got to improvise. It's all good. So go around and add to your eggs. And then, like I said, you have your, I have fresh dill here as well. We're going to garnish our eggs with. And also top it with the bacon, and then finish it off with either shrimp or lobster. So just for your own self, if your mixture turns out like this, which is a little bit more liquidy than I want, one, you can let it sit in the refrigerator. Or if you have some more egg yolks, you can add to it and thicken it up so it's more of a creamy texture. So we can fix this. I just don't have, right now, I don't have any egg yolks to actually fix it. And I want to finish it. And I'll let this chill in the refrigerator just a little bit before they are served. So we're going to be able to fix this. It's just a matter of the timing of it. All good. But really, at the end of the day, honestly, I mean, it's the taste we're going for, right? So these are going to be, I already know these are going to be some great shrimp and lobster deviled eggs. Now, again, the key to that piping bag, and if you notice, a lot of times, this is what I was going for, was the actual fancier look where you have a design or it's piped in really nice. That's how, if you didn't have a lighter mixture, how it would turn out. And that's how we do typically old school. If you just had the regular filling, nothing in it. Okay, so we're just going to add in a little bit of bacon right on top. We can chop this just a little bit more. It's going to give this a nice little sweet taste. And then we're going to add in, like I said, our lobster right there. Let's see. And then maybe on this one, we'll do a shrimp. And then we have our dill. That's it. I'll finish these off, but you see it's so simple and it's different. So I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, we'll see you at Cooking with Sharon. Have a good one.